What's good, fantasy football fans? This is Jay Scott here with the first ever episode of the Jay Scott Fantasy Talk Show. All right, and I'm going to be breaking down the Epstein Elite's Fantasy Legacy League that I'm a part of, along with 7 other guys. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the standings for the league overall, the Week 4 matchups last week to see what went right and what went wrong for each team, and Week 5, where each team kind of stands, my predictions for each team to see who will be going up in the league, who will be going down in the league, and who will be staying right where they're at. So without further ado, let's jump right into the standings to see where everybody lies. We have 2 divisions here. It's an 8-team league. All right, in the first division, we have Team Yes Sir, Nathan Armstrong, 4-0, undefeated, perfect season. All right, second most points forward in the team or in the league, looking great. What else can you say? Nothing to really, talk about that there. That's bad. They're 4-0, undefeated. Number 2 in that division, we have Odell's Poop Stains, which is Luke Moleski at 2-2. Some things have gone right, some things have gone wrong, unlucky maybe in some parts. Whatever the case is, Luke's right there, second place, 2-2. Number 3 in that division, we have Dawson Franklin. Team Franklin at a sorry 1-3. Dawson needs to get back on track here. He has some really solid players. He's got Josh Jacobs and, Russell Wilson, but, kind of faltered a little bit, 1-3. And then, unfortunately, in that division, we do have Caleb Stone King, Padre Putin at 0-4. The commissioner of the league needs to get a win this week to really kind of get himself back on track, Sorry, Caleb. So, in the second division, we have Sandusky's Playground, Caleb Nephew at a 3-1, all right, with the most points forward in the league. In second place in that division, or I guess tied for first with the same record, just different point totals, is myself at 3-1 as well. Number 3 in that division, Sammy Kadeem, Sammy Saylor at 2-2. Same with Luke. Some things have gone right, some things have gone wrong. Is what it is. Looking to kind of improve his standing there. And then we have Justin King at a 1-3. Really, really, really unlucky season for Justin so far. He's had some really close losses. Justin could be anywhere from 3-1 to 1-3. It just kind of is what it is. Justin has a good team though, so he will bounce back. You will see him. I predict him he'll have a win this week. And so now let's jump into the Week 4 matchups, see what went wrong last week and what went right for each team. The first game of the season, or first game of the week last week, was myself versus Luke. I ended up winning by 14 points, thanks in part to George Kittle and Amari Cooper actually getting what they're supposed to in their massive point totals. Odell and Mike Evans went off for Luke as well, but nothing can stop George Kittle with 40 points. Enough said. I get the win. Team King versus Team Yes Sir, Nathan, with an astounding 44-point win over Justin. Dak Prescott, 37 points. Dalvin Cook, 28 points. Can't really do much there. Sammy Saylor, Padre Putin, very unlucky loss for Caleb Stone King. Calvin Ridley had 0 points. The number 1 fantasy receiver coming to Week 4, 0 points. That's tough. Right? You can't. That's tough. So Sammy gets the win there. Sandusky's Playground versus Team Franklin, 10-point win for Caleb Nephew. Josh Allen continuing his very consistently good season, 25 points. Chris Carson, 25 points as well, gets the win. That's said. All right, Week 5. Prediction time. So we have the first game of Week 5 is myself versus Nathan Armstrong. And what I'm going to do for each team is just go down quickly through each position, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, etc., and just say, a name like such and such over such and such, and just see who comes out winning when it's all said and done. So, for Nathan, Prescott versus Jackson. I have Prescott getting more points than Jackson. He's playing the Giants defense, which has been next to abysmal. The Cowboys should win by 3 touchdowns. Let's be honest. Prescott gets the win. I think Zeke has a bounce-back week. It'll be huge for them, which is tough as a Giants fan, but it is what it is. We're in a rebuilding season for the 4th straight season. Cook versus Gurley. I have Cook. Robinson over Davis. I have Davis. Cook or Thomas. If Thomas plays, I have Thomas. If not, obviously Cook. McLaurin or Cooper. I have Cooper. Waller or Kittle. I have Kittle. Hunt or Chark. I have Hunt. Ravens versus Buccaneers defense. I have Ravens. Lutz or Boswell. I have Boswell. I can see this going either way. I'm projected to win by 2 if all my players start, including Jackson and Thomas. I think if all my players that are questionable do start, Jackson and Thomas, I think I will win. If not, I think Nathan gets the win. It is, we'll see. I think it'll be close regardless. It won't be a blowout either way. It'll be close. Second game, Padre Putin versus Team Justin King. Caleb Stone King versus Justin King. Let's see. Mahomes or Watson? I have Mahomes. Gibson or Elliott? Elliott has a huge week. Elliott. Mixon or Connor. I don't think Mixon will continue the same trend he had last week with his incredible point total. I have Connor getting back on track here. Ridley or Fuller. I think Ridley has a bounce back week. Ridley, Slayton or Robbie Anderson. Anderson for sure. Eric Ebron or Cook. This will be closer than people expect. I think Eric Ebron will have a better week this week. Deontay Johnson or Kyle Allen. Keenan Allen. I've said that mistake before. Keenan Allen will have the better week than Deontay Johnson. Colts defense or Patriots defense. Patriots defense for sure. Blankenship or Butker. I have Blankenship, and I have Justin with the narrow win over Stone King. It says he's going to win by 12. I don't think it'll be that much. I think it'll be more like a 4 or 5 point win. But I do have Justin winning this week. Sorry, Caleb, you are my guy. I really want to see you get a win, but I think Justin's going to get the win here to move to 2 and 3. And for the game 3, we have Dawson Franklin versus Sammy Kadeem, Sammy Sailor. We have Russell Wilson or Bridgewater, Russell Wilson. Jacobs or Sanders, I have Jacobs. Ingram or David Johnson, I have David Johnson. Hopkins or Robinson, Hopkins. Metcalf or Thielen. Andrews or Ertz, Andrews. Ertz has been nearly, non-existent. Lockett or Brown, I do have Lockett. Cardinals or 49ers defense, I have Cardinals. And then Bullock or Zerline, I have Bullock. And I think Sammy does get the narrow win here, as fantasy predicting to move him to 3 and 2 and Dawson to 1 and 4. And in the final game of Week 5, we have Odell's Poop Stain versus Caleb Nephew. It's Luke Molesky versus Caleb Nephew. It's predicting him to win by 4 points. Let me see if I agree with that. I have Murray over Allen. I think the Jets defense is going to be not able to stop the Cardinals offense at all. I have Kyle Murray. Kamara or Henry, I have Kamara. Edwards or Carson, I have Carson. Evans or Hill, I have Evans. I do. I think Evans will have a big week for the 3rd week in a row. Odell or Diggs, if Diggs plays, if that game gets played, I have Diggs. If not, obviously Odell. Ingram or Kelsey by a mile. Taylor or Henry, I'm going to go with Taylor. Seahawks defense or Rams defense, they're playing against Kyle Allen, quarterback for the Washington football team, backup quarterback. I need to be close. Gonzalez versus Tucker. I have Tucker, and I have Luke getting the narrow win by about 5 to 6 points to move him to 3 and 2 and Caleb down to 3 and 2. And no, that's not just because I'm in the division. I want Caleb to go down. I do definitely think that Kyler Murray will have a big week playing against the Jets defense. I think Evans will also have a big game tonight versus the Bears, which should get him the edge over the Allen Bills. And even if the Bills do play the Titans have a good defense. He should not have an easy week like he's had the past couple weeks. So, with that being said, my prediction for Week 5, closing out. I have myself winning against Nathan. I have Justin winning against Padre Putin, Caleb Stone King. I have Sammy winning against Dawson. And I have Luke winning against Caleb Nephew. So, let's see if I'm right. But if I'm not, what can I say? The Giants are 0-4, and that'll just make me 0-1. So at least I have a better record than the Giants still. With that being said, this is going to close up the first episode of Jay Scott Fantasy Football Talk. And let's see. I hope I can keep doing this. I hope this is fun for everyone to watch. I hope I'm somewhat right on my predictions. I hope I'm all the way right on my predictions. But anyway, I'm gonna try and get Stone King in here for the next episode to talk about kind of the league, what he sees for going forward, and his other league as well that he's running, and to see if he can get a win. What does he think he needs to do to turn his team around to make a push for the playoffs come the end of the season, right? Because he is the commissioner. It would be bad luck for the commissioner not to make the playoffs. So I do have all faith. Caleb is the smartest football brain I know, so he will turn his team around. He just needs a little luck. That's kind of what fantasy is. 90% skill and 10% luck. No, it's more like 50-50. But anyway, with that being said, this is going to be the end of episode 1. And yeah, go Giants, go.